undead. Count Dracula.
Oh, hello darlings, and welcome to Movie Nightmares. Bunny Galore here, your hostess with the mostess, and... Oh, 1 second, darlings. Hello? I wonder if you could help me. I have a slight problem. I have a zombie trapped in my closet. Who can you send round? The Fearless Vampire Killers? No, I don't think that's appropriate. The Ghostbusters? Oof. Well, they'll be expensive. Anybody else? The Monster Hunters. Oh, they sound perfect. Send them over. Well, darlings, while we're waiting for rescue, I think we should settle down and watch the movie for this evening. Now, if ever a dud film came out of a high pedigree studio, then it's this one. Starring the immortal Christopher Lee and Peter Cushing, and the gorgeous and divine Joanna Lumley, trapped in a cellar full of lesbian vampires, we have The Satanic Rites of Dracula. Poor Joanna Lumley. I mean, honestly, being trapped in a cellar full of vampires, what would one do? Use stronger hairspray, probably. And you might have noticed, for those aficionados of the Hammer horror series, that suddenly Jessica, Peter Cushing's granddaughter, has rather changed somewhat. In the last film, she's played by the stunning and gorgeous Daphne Beecham before transmorphing into the gorgeous Joanna Lumley. All I can say about that is the hairstyle's a little bit better, because Stephanie had a very strange wig on in the last film. And I must... Oh, that's the door. It's probably going to be the Monster Hunters. Now, darlings, you just watch the rest of the film, and I'll be back in 1 second. Have a little problem with the zombie. Oh, well, thank you, kind sir, for coming to my aid of a ageing spinster.
Not at all, not at all. We aim to please.
Did you manage to vanquish the zombie okay?
Well, he won't be giving you any more trouble again, madam. I managed to remove his head with my mighty steel axe. We've separated the head and body into separate suitcases, which we will dispose of at our leisure, allowing us to enjoy other leisure pursuits.
Oh, my, that's very exciting.
Are you all right now, madam?
I feel a bit flushed, but I'm okay. It was a bit of a shock, you see.
It would be.
It's a dear friend of mine, Lenny. It's just so shocking to see him changed.
I can understand.
But you've been a great help.
Well, we try. We try. When you've been in the business as long as we have, you see it all.
Oh, do you have a company then?
Well, myself, Roy Steele, and my colleague, Professor Lorimer Chesterfield, the Professor of Occult Studies at London's London University, have been for the last few years in the employ of Sir Maxwell House, Together we are the monster hunters, chasing down some of England's most terrifying beasts and beating them in the face.
Really?
Yes.
Well, what sort of monsters have you met?
Ooh, what haven't we met, madam? Vampires, obviously, werewolves, a bog monster, walking rhubarb.
I've not heard of that one before.
No, you wouldn't have, but let's say it goes down the gullet nicely.
Gosh, well, you must have had many exciting adventures.
Many, many exciting adventures. And now, you at home can enjoy them yourselves. If you turn up at the Courtyard Theatre Hoxton from the 11th to the 13th of November, you can enjoy the adventures of myself, Roy Steele, and my colleague Professor Lorimer Chesterfield as we dramatise some of our most dangerous and disturbing stories. That's The Monster Hunters, as part of the London Horror Festival, from the 11th of November at the Courtyard Theatre.
Well, gosh, that sounds exciting. I'll have to pop down to the theatre and see it.
Maybe you should. We'd look forward to seeing you. So, what are you doing this evening?
Oh, funny enough, I'm watching a movie.
Ah, right. Who doesn't like to relax in their penthouse apartment? A movie on the projector, scotch in hand, branded instant soup in the other. Sounds fun.
Yeah, it sounds...
Indeed it does.
Lovely, yes. Well, it's one of the Hammer horror films, actually. Christopher Lee and Dracula.
Ah! An inspiration for all true monster hunters. Tell me, which of the classics are you watching? Prince of Darkness, perhaps? Taste the Blood of Dracula?
No, unfortunately, it's one of the modern-day setting ones.
Well, they're still good. They are an inspiration to my work, very closely indeed. Dracula AD 1972. That's quite close to my own work, and Stephanie Beacham with her beautiful eyes.
Mm-hmm. No, unfortunately not. It's the last one, the Satanic Rites of Dracula, the one when no one can be bothered to do much work.
Right. When does he turn up in that?
About 45 minutes in. Gosh, well, when Mr. Christopher Lee does turn up, he certainly knows what to do, doesn't he? Very exciting, but of course, my favourite's always been the wonderful Peter Cushing.
Ah, indeed. But of course, in this film, he is bulletproof.
Well, that's right. Apparently, if you're Peter Cushing, you can get shot in the head in one scene and wake up in the next.
I wish that was true for all of us.
Don't blame me. It's not my fault.
And then you have the first meeting between Count Dracula and Van Helsing, a no expense spared, big blockbuster of a scene. Well, it's set in an office. And apparently, if you are the Dark Lord, you can hide behind a standard lamp and speak in a foreign accent and no one will recognise you, even if they have met you before.
Indeed. And did you note Van Helsing's textbook move? Slipping a Bible in between the tax returns. That's always going to root out a potential vampire. Tried it on my accountant.
Am I to suffer the same fate as Professor Keeley?
You are an interfering man, Professor. Do not meddle, or you will have to deal with me.
You are Count Dracula.
So, tell me, as this is Christopher Lee's final appearance as Dracula, how do they finish off that terrifying count? Don't tell me, is it a giant stake through the heart? Maybe they behead him with a big axe? Is it something like that? Maybe, no, holy water. Tell me it's holy water. Something big budget, something large. Go on, put me out of my misery.
He walks into a bush. Darlings, there we have it. Christopher Lee's last Hammer horror Dracula film. Oh, rather sad ending to the series, to say the least, but at least he went up with style in a bush. Well, it's been a fun evening to say the least. I'd like to thank my gentleman caller. Thanks for popping round, Roy, and helping me out in my hour of need.
Thank you, Bunny.
And if I come and see the show, is it okay to come back to your dressing room and see you?
But of course, I do operate a queuing system. And 10-minute slots.
Oh, well, I look forward to that.
Yes, you do that.
Well, until next time, darlings. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye there.